Yeah, I hear you.
Some lost their parents to disease, but most lost their parents to poachers. While it's hard to know the exact number, it's estimated that 5% of African elephants are killed every year just for their ivory tusks.
Here I am at David Sheldrick's Animal Orphanage. They have orphan elephants and rhinoceroses here. And behind me you see some orphan elephants bathing in a waterhole, and they were just fed. Since the orphanage opened in the 1970s, more than 130 elephants have been re-released into the wild. And most of them are orphaned because their mothers have been poached or have died of various diseases in the wild.
The goal of the orphanage is to reintroduce all the orphans back into the wild. So, human contact is kept to a minimum.
Well, you are allowed to pet them if they come to you, but we don't encourage people staying here for the whole day because they don't get used to being in the wild. We want them to be naturally wild and stay in the park. But if they come along the line, you're allowed to touch them.
The David Sheldrick staff track wild herds in Kenya's Tsavo National Park. And when the time is right for orphans to re-enter the wild, they put them in contact with the wild herds and let nature take its course.
They decide themselves which herd they want to go. So sometimes there's one elephant being adopted in one herd, there's 2 elephants or 3 or a group of 5 joining the same wild herd. They decide themselves. Ours is just to watch and see what happens while in Tsavo.
Okay.
The orphanage is currently taking care of 29 baby elephants and 3 baby black rhinos.
And has there ever been a case where a baby elephant just didn't take to a herd?
No, we've had a case where an elephant stayed for about 9 years before being adopted in a herd, and we've had only one case this year where one of our elephants took 1 year and was released in a herd. But all the others have been taking around about 5 years before being adopted in a herd.
It's hard to pin down how many elephants actually still live in Africa, since great numbers live outside of protected areas like Tsavo National Park and private lands. And it's those elephants that are most at risk of dying at the hands of poachers because they're not as easily protected. From Nairobi, Kenya, I'm Margaret Cappa.